And yes, it is a holiday. Plus, what I really wanted to do is do a settings test because I did, in fact, succumb to the inevitable evil that is Windows 11. So I need to make sure all my stuff works with the new setup. So, gonna go kill some stuff for a bit. Let's see if anybody's actually out. And of course, I did miss people setting up a featured instance group, but it filled up in about 2 minutes. I have been too, but the when you get right down to it, it's gonna eventually happen. And we have the thing where like basic mainstream support for 10 is ending other than like core security updates. I think end of this year, someplace not too far away from that. So the time is nigh. Like we are approaching that hour where all Windows 10 is going to be getting is just critical security updates and nothing else. I have the sneaking feeling that the guy we just ran past going the other way finished killing up the crab right before we got here. I have the disappointed. I mean, that's true. We are from the late 1900s. Uh, First time I saw that one, it hurt so bad. And at this point, I just, fuck it, I'll roll with it. One thing I do notice is it has messed up some of my bits and pieces. Hopefully the game and other audio balances are not too terribly off. Let me know if they're wacky, because you know what happens when Windows runs updates is your audio drivers get all sorts of fucked. That reminds me. There's audio ducking. Okay, that stayed good. And of course, as soon as I turn around, that's when the crab spawns. Because reasons. And this guy here, this hunter, is totally stealing my Runekeeper's look with the starter cloth gear. I have the disappoint. I mean, really, as long as it's not like the balance between game sounds and the mic have gone completely sideways, it's fine. I don't think it did the thing where it drastically butchered the volume of audio devices like some updates to Windows 10 and things do, but you never know. You have that fun of Windows updates runs and all of a sudden your mic input has like half volume until you go set it to something different and then back to your normal setting. Because Microsoft. Okay. I swear we had another lore master here. Oh, there they are. They're killing other mobs. Hey, Sparrow, what's the haps? Got the day off, so I am testing settings after I did the inevitable, dreaded update to Windows 10. Or Windows 11. Update from Windows 10. So we just got a few of us out here killing bounties. Don't tell them I said that. So to make it very clear that when I say I'm killing bounties, I mean I am taking quests from the bounty board to kill specific enemies on the island. Not actually killing bounty. So tell bounty I said hi and I'm not actually killing him. Oh, I almost made it to harvesting that ore without getting hit. So I'm going to do the cheesy thing you can do as a lore master and send my pet in to get a tag on that mob while I harvest wood. Pet classes rule some days. Okay, so still no luck on folks thrown together an FI group. Yeah, I'm really, really happy that after the big overhaul last year, pets are very viable again for the lore master, so I've been really enjoying this.
It is a fine day indeed.
Because it really, really sucked basically having to go away from being a pet class in the 80s and 90s.
Hoy.
Yeah, it's a shaman. I just have so little interest in that class and that particular take on the class that I will wait until there's something else to do, if that makes sense. Okay, so that got me all of those, and nobody else seems to be putting groups together, so I will go ahead and start shouting in chat. Oh, because it's not Woe of the Willow anymore, it is Agaroth, which is probably partly why not a lot of people are putting groups together. Of the three 3-mans that are in the featured instance rotation, I think Agaroth is everybody's least favorite. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how the Ranger implementation is done overall, because of the different DPS classes they have in the game right now, Ranger is the most interesting to me. They don't have a good melee DPS class, so I'm gonna give that one a pass. And still no responses for group. It is also Monday mid-afternoon, which I should be keeping in mind as far as why grouping isn't exactly jumping. Right, well, that is hopefully gonna get me something. One thing I have realized lately is I have started chewing through an absolute ton of this Umbari iron ore. So I need to start actually getting it from these quest rewards rather than just embers, which is a bummer. But the crafting just uses so much raw materials at the high level that this is one of the only ways you can keep up with it. Crafting mats. That gives me 50 more, which is a few more ingots. And it is looking decidedly like Agaroth might not happen because chat is dead quiet in LFF right now. So plan B. Where did I leave off on the actual questing on this character? Okay, so barely started. Ouch.
Greetings, kind traveler.
So we'll pop back over to the entire other side of the Shield Isles, because I was down in Bel Inzel down here, where all the bounty quests are. Now I'm all the way back up here, where you initially shipwreck when you get here. And it turns out that this character has not done any of the epic quests, which is probably why I still have a yellow ring on. Because you get jewelry as you progress these quests. I think I have everybody else down here. Yes. Alright, I'm going to go run around and scout the island a little bit while I keep an eye on chat. Dragon just kind of casually flies in and lands himself in my path. Alright, dragon, meet cat. Cat beats dragon. Okay, there's the first location scouted of the beach. Now I need to go all the way over to the other side of the beach. But at the very least, I can get some of these dragons killed because it keeps progressing the Drake Slayer deed. Can I get up there? No, I can't. I have to go the slightly longer route. But I'm just going to let the cat do all the work. The world's laziest lore master. I think I should be able to cut over here, because I need to be able to get a good view of the cliffs ahead of me there. I should have one from here. Nope, I think I need to be a little closer. Okay, so confirmed I can hear orcs. And now just run past the dragons. Don't kill my horse, please. Yeah, I gotta go island hopping again to get to my last location I need to scout. No, no kitty, come back. Don't go chasing the dragons. Yeah, nice thing at least is that this character has not spent a ton of time on the shield isles, so I do have a lot of Slayer deeds that are not finished, so a lot of these things I can basically just kind of kill as I go to keep progressing those deeds and get task items and hides for crafting. Almost everything you'll find in the main Shield Isles areas are for some Slayer deed or another, with very few exceptions. Alright, kitty, I know you don't like the water, but come on. Fine. Cat literally made me desummon him and then resummon him on the next island so that he didn't have to swim. I mean, it's very cat-like and all, but kind of inconvenient. Think there's a Kurgrim Slayer deed for here. Yep. Basically, that's what it comes down to, is he just decided, nah, I don't wanna. And he made me do the equivalent of picking him up and putting him back down so he didn't get his feet wet. It's understandable and everything, but seriously, come on. Okay, this should be close. I think this here is the last beach I need to find for Surgan. There we go. And that also confirmed that yes, there's a settlement up ahead. Okay, next quest, probably dip over this way, because this is the one that's way out of the way to start. But all of these things are what lead to getting the crew up and ready to go basically venture into the Shield Isles and then into Umbar. And these do lead to quests that give you some good jewelry pieces, which I am kind of lacking still. So I want to get far enough in to at least get one good piece of jewelry for this character. because I do not have one of my shared gear slots. I've got one good ring that's the account bound will pieces, and that is this one right here, which is just a good solid will, vitality, tactical mastery, some physical mitigation, and some finesse. But I don't have two account bound pieces of caster ring for that slot, so I either need to spend more embers on that, which I'm trying to save for my hunter, or I need to get this character a better ring.
Our ship was more fortunate than some of the vessels torn apart by the grinding jaws.
All right, so the idiot elf wants me to go see if I can find a sign of her brother on the local shipwrecks. So we're going to do some investigating. This shipwreck, definitely not recent. Stealth. Hey, Balloon, and welcome in Vindini the Great, the #1 healer in all the land. Good to see you both. I am just running around checking shipwrecks here for signs of the idiot elf's brother. And I know he's not in any of them because I've done these before. No, Sparrow, this particular elf is legitimately an idiot elf. She is something special. I am seriously not sure why, after all the stuff that happened in Mirkwood with her planning and trying to lead things, she was ever given a position of responsibility again. But here we are. We're back with Sigilith, and apparently trusting her, which I would not personally trust her. Not bad, Vin. Got the day off for President's Day, so I'm goofing off a bit and did a mid-afternoon stream, largely to test audio after I gave in to the inevitable Windows 11 update, and that tends to, butcher audio settings and things like that. So I want to just kind of make sure everything is actually working. I was planning on running some instances, but it is quiet today, probably because I completely forgot it's Monday afternoon. There's not a ton of people playing. Okay, so this shipwreck isn't the ship we were looking for, but it did have a sailor who has a note in a bottle. So we're going to go catch up with Sigilith. Yeah, it's getting to the point where by the end of the year, it's going to be down to Windows 10 only getting critical security updates rather than regular security updates, and I needed to bite the bullet and come to terms with it. Yeah, I know that not everybody has it off. A lot of people don't. I have it off because my work schedule has to follow federal holidays. So if it's a federal holiday, I don't work. So gives me an excuse to play video games in the middle of the day, which I'm not going to complain about. Okay, here is our wayward elf.
I found a bottle wedged into a crack on the deck of that nearby ship.
All right, read the note in a bottle, and really just to summarize, this is somebody who is writing a note as their ship is being attacked by corsairs back to his wife, and he's pretty sure he's going to die. Signed, Felix.
The sailor who wrote this note may be dead, but my brother lives still.
So she is, of course, firmly convinced that Corden is still alive. And she's at least happy with it for the moment that none of the shipwrecks we were able to find were recent enough to be the ship that her brother was on. So that is one down, and the next one should be this way. Which we're going to go catch up with Legolas and Gimli, check in with them. I think they're the next one. Stuff like this is where I really miss Guild Wars 2's skiffs, just to be able to pull out your skiff and wander through the water like this quickly. We have to swim. People in LFF chat are putting together groups, but right now they're just putting together a group for the bounties, and I already went and did that. So let's see. Here is Heshla, I believe, wants me to find his missing gold, and I don't think I'm going to do that one right now because it kind of has you wandering all around. Hi, Toad. I mean, that's what the holiday really is, Vin. They just have to call it something else as an excuse so that HR lets it through. We all know what we're really celebrating here, which is the day after Sparrow's birthday. Okay, so we get the auto-bestowed quest because we got close to these guys to go kill the big one. But I want to check in with Gimli first so that we can get basically a 2-for-1. Because one of the things he's going to want is meat from various beasts around here. Because probably have to actually feed an entire shipwrecked crew. Be a good thing. Poteen, what is the what, man? Got the day off work today for President's Day, so I'm just goofing off with the midday stream. Running around the Shield Isles. You'll be here in like 4 or 5 more years. Oh, man, I know how that one goes. Days off just means you ain't working. Ooh, fun. All that stuff falls under the category right now of things I've been putting off because there's a bunch of crap I need to do, and there's an order of operations that has to happen to even make things like that possible. So it's a whole chain of events. What I really need to do is actually just get mine replaced because it is old. All right, get him, Giddy. Haha. When the cat can attack from stealth, one-shot that guy. You know it. Lore Master with the links. I was realizing that one of the reasons why this character has such terrible Citizens of Umbar rep is that I basically got to the Shield Isles and then did like instances and bounties and things like that to level. So I've done none of this main quest here.
The birds and the arrows with which I filled them.
So after we brought Gimli meat, Legolas says, "Hey, I just shot a bunch of birds. Can you go like pick the meat up for me and get me my arrows back too?" Well, fuck you very much. Of course we're going to, but I'm going to be salty about it. It's that whole thing of, all right, I get you're more important than me because you're like a plot character and all, but come on, man. So I think that the beetles here are one of the few mobs out here that do not count for any of the Slayer deeds. There's toads, Poteen's favorite. Now these ones here, the horned ones, I don't think are the fun toads, but there are fun toads later on in the Isles. And there's a salamander. And this should be the last bird here where I get to go ahead and collect the meat and Legolas's arrow. And go ahead and ride back up to the beach. Oh, actually, I get to turn that one back in at Voyage's End, so I don't have to do anything there. So Gimli, Voyage's End, Voyage's End. So the last one I need is, Noriel is in Marnafra. That's where I need to go next. Because she wants me to go stir up a bunch of trouble. Yeah, Poteen, I can't wait till you get to Gundabad and get to run the entire psychedelic toad instance. Like, that place is just made for you. I do think that after having basically gone through the Gundabad storyline on my minstrel that I did a little while ago, Gundabad still might be one of my absolute favorite expansions right now, just for the zones and that core storyline. So much neat stuff in there. So much good use of all the new cool stuff they were able to do with the better textures and lighting they had. Like, I have a huge soft spot for Rohan and Helm's Deep because, I mean, come on, of course you do. But I just don't like some of the core gameplay that they were doing then. Which I think kind of let down the expansions as a whole. Gundabad was just awesome. Okay, I think I'm going the right way. I am way off track. Don't listen to me. I was completely lost. Yep, I am very much not where I thought I was. I thought it was one entire island over. And not so much. Oh, crap. Yeah, I'm just going to have to go ahead and take the long and weird way. I should have gone all the way back to Voyage's End and then taken the smart way to get here. And this is a very persistent crow. Okay, there you go. Wow. Which background? Oh, the logo? Yeah, I just since Drac actually put out the nice there we go. Click the right button. Since Drac actually put out the nice transparent PNGs of the Static Group Live logo, it does make a good background. Okay, go send the cat to play with the dead people. And actually, I think, if I remember right, there is... Nope, this is a different set of cliffs. This is a different set of cliffs than I was thinking of. One of these cliff areas, there's a little cave that has a an auto bestow quest in it, but I don't think it's this one. Okay, I'm getting closer. I just need to get some elevation to be able to get where I actually want to go. So with any luck, I can avoid most of these guys. Oop. Always loot the heavy or rich resource nodes, because you have a chance at the rare materials. I think this should be high up enough that I'll be able to get to town. We'll see. Yep, there's town. And I'm high up enough that I can basically just drop down into town. My poor, poor mount. And while I'm here, one of the first things that I've got to do is there's a dockmaster right here. Because a lot of the towns around here in the Shield Isles don't have stable masters necessarily, but they do have dockmasters, because obviously boat travel, a little bit more easy and convenient for a lot of places. So I should find Noriel up on the hill here. And she's going to ask me to make a bunch of trouble so I can get in with the bounty hunter. Because that's how you do that, apparently.
I could not wait. My son Thorongil is still a captive.
Yeah, of all the people who were telling me, like, you know, hurry up, go do things, go check on this and that, Noriel is probably the only one who actually has a truly legitimately pressing case. Because her son's been kidnapped by the pirates. Like, she's got a reason to actually be urging me to get a move on. Okay, so this is going to tell us about some various bounties that are out there. And the one we're really interested in here is Azagat the Sea Shadow.
It has been said in the Green Hills that the enemy of one's enemy may be a friend. For a while.
All right, so our quest now is to make some noise and go defeat aggressive residents, i.e. troublemakers, until we attract the attention of some local bounty hunters or contacts. So I'm just gonna let the cat go have fun. What is the pathing that you just took there, cat? It's truly weird. And then while the cat's playing, I'm going to pet the chickens. Because, you know, priorities. Yeah, I suppose if he really wanted to do an entirely roundabout method to get to where he was going, that's his business. So we now wait for somebody to notice the ruckus that we created, and we notice somebody way up in the top of the buildings there. Yes, strategy, that's it. You never know what angle they're going to come at you from. Is that it? All right, so here's our contact.
I have not seen you before, stranger. I understand you have a taste for trouble.
I do have a taste for trouble. I play MMOs. All right, so basically we got a name here. Hey, questing dad, welcome on in. That's actually probably a good idea because 100% slouch was in effect. And welcome on in Quentin Lindsay as well. So good to see new folks coming in. Unfortunately, I have not had the chance to catch a lot of your streams lately, Questing Dad. They've been bad timing for me. So what have you been up to in the game? Because I have not been able to keep up and current. And because I am terrible at remembering to do these. Let's get the questing data shout out but of course, Poteen. There's a delay. Oh, that's so cool. So you're basically, so you made it to Helm's Dyke and in, or are you like which Helm's Deep fight? I'm just really curious because I love the Helm's Deep expansion storyline. It is one of my absolute favorites. I was just talking about how I love Rohan and Helm's Deep, aside from the fact that they're tied to mounted combat, which still makes, I think, Gundabad edge it out for me. But I really love that whole portion. So are you going to do like the Battle of Helm's Deep? Is that what you're gearing up for?
How did you fare within Marnofra?
All right, so we check in with Noriel. We tell her that we found a lead on the bounty hunters, and she says, all right, she's cool for now. So the first thing that you get is you basically get sent to Helm's Dyke, which is the little kind of area outside the little gate area. You're past that or at it? Okay, cool. So you've done the weapons carrying and all that. Yeah, you're gearing up for I think the main fight then. Oh, that's really cool. I hope you enjoy that because I really like that kind of culmination of Helm's Deep. So I'll be really interested to see how that goes for you. See you, Poteen. And I think it's been a couple minutes that I can do that again. So let's see if it's going to be... Haha, there we go. Cursed cooldowns, and I was bad about getting you one when you got in. Okay, so I need to go... Oop, not this docks, I need the next docks. So from here, I should be able to basically just, whoops, walk straight into a mob. Should be able to get back to Voyage's End and turn in the last of these two. Okay, so let Sirgon know that yes, I charted all the locations he was looking for, and he confirms, yeah, this place is a pain to move through. Give Legolas back his arrows and his meat from the birds.
The crew of the Wave Hunter will have food to eat tonight, thanks to the three of us.
Yes, indeed. And we get our choice of a shield, or a shield, which does me so much good as a lore master. So we'll just take a shield. But that gives me all of those pieces done, so all of the crew members have been basically checked in on.
Many members of the crew have returned to the Wave Hunter.
Yes, because I did all their work for them, Kaibar. Alright, so Kaibar agrees that we should check in with the bounty hunters and kind of pursue that. And
Sorry to interrupt.
Sirgon overheard us talking about Belondor and says, hey, can we have a quick sidebar? So we're going to go have a private conversation with Sirgon. But he wants to have it all the way over here because, you know, reasons. And we get lost in the foliage. It's totally fine. There we go. All right, so here's Sirgon looking out over the water, being melancholy.
For indulging me in this.
So the long and short of Sirgon's story here is that a fellow from these areas by the name of Belondor was his friend way back when, and they got up to all sorts of trouble together, and ultimately Belondor met a bad end, and Sirgon got away, and that's kind of one of the regrets that Sirgon has had.
I am not a man for whom deceit.
And he also knows that Belondor's wife lives kind of around these parts, and he wants to see if he can kind of make up for it.
In my heart, I know he must be.
All right, so we're going to head back in and tell everybody, yeah, Sirgon's just being moody. We're okay to carry on. Look, Sparrow, the elk is used to it at this point in time. It deals with me regularly.
You have the look of someone who bears bad tidings.
Okay, so we're going to head into Halrax and see if we can check in and find people who will tell us about the bounty hunters, because I'm sure they really want to talk to outsiders about local bounties.
Hoy.
Thankfully, we can just take a boat here. We don't have to ride all the way and swim and do the island hopping. So first person we talk to Let's see how forthcoming this person is. I mean, they look trustworthy, right? Okay, that didn't go so well. Surely somebody else will have good tidings for me, right? Tobni, you look friendly. Okay, so that also didn't go so well. But there's plenty of other people who will be, you know, nice and welcoming to outsiders here. Let's see, who else can we find? Don't remember where they all are. Look for people who will talk to us. There you go, you. Aina, surely you want to tell us about the local bounty hunter economy? Nope, you're just going to walk away before I can even finish asking my questions. So rude. And we get told to move along. So we're 0 for 3. Number 4. Matan, you're my only hope here, and you have nothing to say to me. So that went well. We have definitely proven that we are competent at our job and should absolutely be trusted with tasks of great import. Daxamat, please save us. Daxamat points out that he really should have just been the one asked in the first place. But this is where we hear of Blade Twist and Cruel Dancer. Those names will come into play later on, but they've both bounced out of the islands for now. But Driftwood is still hanging around here. So we're going to go check in with the one of the local town powers that be and see if we can find out more about Driftwood. I kind of like how all the other bounty hunters have, you know, cool names like Cruel Dancer and things like that. And this dude is just, nah, I'm Driftwood. Sup.
I know the man called Driftwood.
All right, so he says, yep, he's hanging around up here. Go talk to him if you want. And he is, I think, around the corner here. There we are. Slouching against a wall, being all cool. So he'll talk to us if we do some of his work for him, which is basically go get coin purses off of local corsairs so that he can collect the bounty on those. And you can kind of go all the way around the isle, finding concentrations of corsairs to kill, you know, finding camps and all that. But the much easier way to do this one is go all the way back to the boat. And go back to Marnafra. I mean, Sparrow, if it's got lemon and raspberry, that's 2 vegetables right there, right? Because, you know, fruits and vegetables are one collective fruit group. Therefore, you can technically say vegetable. And it just sounds healthier if you can say that that has 2 vegetables in it. This logic is impeccable. So yeah, the easier way, rather than wandering around all over the Isles and trying to find camps of corsairs to kill to get all the money purses you need, is to just come back to Marnafra where all these troublemakers are hanging around. Because they're corsair troublemakers. So they count for getting money purses. And they're just all over town in one nice, convenient location. It's one of those work smarter things. Set you on fire. And just for giggles, I'm going to set you on fire too. You're going to get catted. And ride back over to the other side of town and get the rest of them right over here. Really, the only thing you need to worry about doing this in Marnafra here is if you start... Oh, and here come the Watchmen. If you start fights, the Watchmen might intervene, and they don't like the troublemakers either. And if they hit the troublemakers, they basically immediately untag them from you and they go gray, so you don't get credit. Right, there's all of my purses, and one more for good measure. So that gives me a nice, quick 10 purses to hand back over to Driftwood so that he can collect the bounty, and we get info from him.
Greetings, kind traveler.
Do really love the architecture and building style that they used in the Shield Isles and Umbar. It's just so cool to actually finally get a true departure in Lotro from the stuff we've been seeing variants on. Like, I like a lot of the old areas, do not get me wrong. I will forever love the Shire. But it's cool seeing something that's just a true departure rather than just a riff or update on existing classic classic areas. All right.
These money purses at the direction of our mutual friend Driftwood. Have you not?
Yep, so Driftwood gets the credit there, and he's going to meet us back at Voyage's End. So I think... Haha. If you land that one right, you don't kill yourself. All you do is annoy your elk.
Greetings, kind traveler.
All right, so here's Driftwood.
I told you there was little you could offer me that I need, stranger. But I may have been wrong.
So Driftwood is not entirely certain that just straight up larceny is the path for him, so he's in to help.
When I suggested that one of Saklabel's bounty hunters might help us with the rescue of our son,
I did not envision you asking one of them to join the crew. Well, I did, so now we have him. You're welcome.
we must take the overland route to the city of the Corsairs. We cannot risk any further delay.
Yep, all right, so we check in with Kaibar and basically say, all right, we're...
The city of the Corsairs by land will take longer, but we have no other choice.
All right, so we're starting to move the party actually along. And our next goal is to get to the Cape of Umbar. So, So technically, Jack's Finale is the next place that it wants us to go.
It is a fine day.
And I can get there from Howrax because I've already been there.
It is a fine day indeed.
And here's Legolas and Gimli waiting for us on the beach. So this is technically where, if you're just following the storyline, where you and everybody kind of gets to Umbar proper from the Shield Isles, even though I've been all through Umbar on this character.
Here we are. How much further do you think we have to go?
It's a while now, Gimli. It's a while. Umbar is big.
We have made it to the final leg of our journey.
There's more walking to be done, much to Gimli's displeasure. Yeah, there's a lot of walking we're going to be doing.
Expected to take, but it is now the one we must walk.
And once again, so we start getting purple quest item rewards, but they're all daggers, which do me so much good as a lore master. Sigh. I want you to give me a nice ring. Oh, that's right. We actually do have... So we have gotten the Shimmering Title Ring. Perfect. I mean, natural sprinters and all. So this was one of the first things I wanted to get. It's not the ring I ultimately want to get, but that comes much later in the quest chain. But right now I'm using this Flickering Pearl Ring, which isn't bad. It's got vitality and a lot of finesse. But this has vitality, crit, evade, and 2 essence slots. So it's time to do something about that real quick. So we're going to slot a will essence in there. So that's now 1464 vitality to replace 1276. So solid. And 1257 will to replace the 440. And I'll definitely lose some finesse, because an essence ain't going to give me 6600 finesse. But the crit, evade, and whatever else I slot in there is more than going to make up for that. So what do I have? Physical mitigation, parry. Tactical mitigation is always one of my favorites. And let's see what we got. Last one is critical defense. Yeah, so of all of these that I have right now, definitely tactical mitigation. So the different defenses that you have under the mitigation category, you have physical mitigation, which is basically just a % decrease flat for incoming physical damage, so weapon damage, etc. And right now, pretty darn good for a light armor character on this character. I got 39.8% physical mit. That's right about where I like to be for a light armor class, because it's close to the cap. But tactical mitigation, right now I've got 24%, which actually I think technically is at the cap. I might have capped my tactical mid on this. Let's see what the stat cap is these days. Let's see. Stat caps for mitigation on a light class is... Okay, so they did raise that. That's right. So I have a ways to go. The tactical mitigation cap for a light armor class is 40%. For some reason, I was remembering an old cap. So I've got 24% tactical mitigation right now. Tactical mitigation is a large part of the damage source that you're going to be dealing with as anything other than a tank or a just straight up solo class when you're running stuff at the high levels especially. That's all of the, ground puddle effects, being lit on fire, a lot of the unavoidable AoE damage, anything that's not basic physical attacks, fire, lightning, acid, etc. All those things are under the tactical category. So even as a DPS or a support class, tactical mitigation is huge because it helps keep you alive. So I like having a significant amount of tactical mitigation if I can get it. So switching rings there not only gave me better offensive stats, but it moved me from 24% to 25.2. So that's a full percent of tactical mitigation by switching the ring there. Because remember, a dead DPS is no DPS, and a dead healer is no heals.
What news has come in with the...
Your output stats can be as good as you want, but if you die, they are down to 0.
You have come to Jacques Fanal with a curious troop, stranger.
And once again, we arrive and start making friends with the locals and need to immediately turn to our fixer to smooth things over.
Recognize the tactic from my days of banditry. You are a helpful sort, then. I smile to hear it.
Alright, so we're going to go defeat some Haradrim and retrieve these 3 books, a book of history, romance, and flora. And the camp we're looking for is all the way down along the beach. And after I turn that in, I will do the Meet the Magistrate side quest. Because that's basically just a, hey, go check in with the magistrate and tell him you're new in town. I don't think there's any follow-up to that one. Oop, snuck up on by a goblin. Goblin, that was a poor life decision you just made. In your defense, it will be the last life decision you make. So now we're back to the point where I can't quite just completely ignore the mobs, let the cat do all the work over and over again. I do have to pay a little bit of attention to the cat's health and things like that, but not a lot. I can still more or less just leave things up to the cat. Okay, so there's the first book I'm looking for over in this little camp here. Go get him. And I'll light you on fire. And while the cat is busy starting on the next camp, I get to pick up the book. Oh, there's a chest, so I'm going to stop and clear the chest. Because chests and corpses have potential for dropping the red sea stones out here, which are the rare crafting material. And they are very much in demand. So let's see if we get anything good. Not so much. Bunch of junk. But you gotta at least try. Our next book is here, the Book of Flora. And get him, kitty. Quit playing with your food and finish off the warrior. Oh, there's another one of the named guys. I don't think these guys actually do anything special necessarily. I think they're just kind of named to differentiate them. I do see a cryptic note there, so I'm wondering if that might be a quest starter, I think. Let's go see what that is. Cryptic note. Okay, that gave me a quest starter. Written in a complex cipher, so I'll go deliver it to somebody in Jack's Fanal. Okay, so I need one more book, the Book of History, which is back this way somewhere. So it's, I think this one might be near one of these tents. Here, book. There we go. Book of History. And I'll light you on fire. And apparently, I have the crab leg hunting daily quest from out of the hunter's camp by Umbar that I've forgotten I'd picked up a while back. So I may as well just go kill some more crabs along the beach here. Since I'm here. Which again, just is a consequence of this character having done things wildly out of order. So I actually have the post-Umbar Hunter's Camp quests already at that point and haven't done really any of the main quest. Come on, kitty, keep up. Okay, go get me a crab, please. Good kitty. And running along the beach here rather than just dipping right back to town pretty much is just an excuse to get some of these crabs done. So I've got 6 of 12 crab legs. This should be 7 of 12. No crabs here, but up there we go. More crabs further along the beach proper. Kitty has exhausted all his cooldowns, so resummon. I will use that trick because it works, but I hate it. I really do. I hope that when they do the Lore Master review and revamp, because they've talked about that being on their upcoming list of class revisions, I really hope that they actually do take a look at the pet cycling meta that lore masters have basically been stuck in for a long time now, as where the most effective use of pets still is to pull a pet out, have them use all of their cooldown abilities, and then dismiss the pet and resummon them or summon a different pet and have them cycle through their cooldowns, lather, rinse, repeat. It doesn't feel good as a loop. Okay, that gives me all of my crab legs. So I should be able to get back up to the road up here, and we'll go slightly quicker this way. think I can get up here? Maybe? Dang it. That is in fact not a way up. It really does, Questing Dad. I know what they were going for originally with it, but the community basically figured out a way to use the fact that you can insta despawn your pet, and when the pet gets resummoned, its cooldowns are reset, to basically invent a new meta around pet cycling. And I know that Standing Stone Games didn't want to take that away from people. I really hope that when they do give the class a true rework and look, that's something that they address, because it just feels bad. And yeah, Sparrow, it does, even though I tend to use it to just reset the same pet over and over again, it does kind of go back to that summoner redesign where you pet cycle there. All right, so we've got the books back for him, and he's now happy with us.
Thank you for taking my advice.
So we have made friends in town. I'm going to go talk to the magistrate while we're here, because it's always important to make nice with the local powers that be. But I never remember which... I think this is the one that leads up to his little courtyard. Yeah. Here we go. Hello, magistrate.
Do you have need of something?
So basically, all I'm going to do with this one is just
What news has come in with the guide?
check in with him to complete the quest, and I'm not going to take his side quest. Sorry, magistrate. But now I need to find the crest of Jack's Finale. I need to find Gurgush. Do not know where he is. He might be up this way. At the crest. Oh, he's above town, isn't he? He's up on one of those overlooks, I think, where I need to get outside of town to get to. I think I remember this one now. Few folks running past. Nariel, I will come back to you and talk to you in a minute. See if I can find this guy to hand him the cryptic note. He might be over this way. Or I might be completely misremembering, but hey, even if I am, treasure cache. This was entirely on purpose. Ah, I was hoping I'd be able to cheese my way up on top of the wall there. No dice. Alright, so this isn't the place where the guy I'm looking for is outside of town, clearly. It's been a while since I've done these quests. So I need to find the crest of Jack's Finale. So it's generally going to be in one of these little kind of courtyards. It's pointing dead ahead, but I did not see him up here. Did I just completely miss this dude when I was in here before? I did. He was the guy standing off to a side here. All right, well, that entire side jaunt was specifically so that I could get the treasure cache. It was completely planned. All right, so she's not familiar with the cipher, but she takes it. I think that comes into play later, if I remember right. Now I can go check in with Nariel and keep going. Nariel is, of course, eager to get going. Something, something, kidnapped son, something, something. All right, so we get, once again, our choice of rewards of a dagger we can't use, a dagger we can't use, or a dagger we can't use. So we'll take the dagger we can't use.
No matter what awaits us at the end of the journey, there are still miles to go before we reach it.
Yep, miles to go before we sleep. So she says, all right, we're done here. There's no sign. Go check in at the next town. So we're going to ride all the way down. Or, because I don't have to do that, I've already been there. I can just take the fast horse.
And the winds fair.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good at my choice, Vin. I think that I made the correct decision of gear I can't use. Okay, so we're going to head into town square here. It's a bunch of people gathered around a body. That's probably something.
Murder! Murder! Oh, he's nowhere safe anymore.
Remember this person. They will come into play later. Right, we check in with the residents, see if anybody knows what's going on.
Tall man with a dark beard? I cannot say I saw him.
Go check out the body. Because, you know, just wandering into town and checking out murder victims as a complete stranger in someplace that is not your home is totally normal behavior. And not at all suspicious. Oh, yeah, we got the guards called on us.
You there, stay back.
All right, so we tell them the description that this helpful citizen here gave us. And Daxamat basically says, dude, what are you doing? Stop it. Says, this smells fishy. Go kill some Corsairs instead. So, quickest way to get here is to hop the stable master to that next town down the road. Because again, conveniently, I've been there before and have the stable master unlocked.
Umbar is a free city at last.
I never remember if it's left or right that I want to go. I think it's left, which inevitably means it's going to be right. Nope, it is left. Okay, perfect. Because again, you have the choice of either wandering all around through the hills and beaches and picking off one Corsair here and there to find all the ones you need, or you can come right where there's a whole camp of Corsairs and get them all here. And let's see, just for giggles, I think we will use... What pet do I want to use? I'll use the big ugly bog lurker. Gotta mix them up now and then. Bogglurker's going to spit bees at you. I'm going to light you on fire. Everything is fine here. This is perfectly normal. Where's my stealth guy? He's around here somewhere. There he is. And one more Corsair, and we're done. Again, great joys of doing this in a... So that can depend a little bit on what your primary build is for the Lore Master. Because let me just get someplace where a Corsair is not going to sneak up on me. Okay, I want Friend of the Animals. So baseline, you get Bear, Raven, Boglurker, Lynx. I think all Lore Masters get the Nature Spirit, which is a non-attacky pet that does heals. There is the Sabertooth Cat. And then if you are a blue line Lore Master, which I currently am, that's the spec I'm in, you also get the Eagle. And then I have things like different pet variants here, the Ashen Eagle, Black Bear, Gray Saber, etc., that are just because I've learned skills. They're the same exact pets as the other ones with just a different cosmetic skin. But so the core Lore Master pets are Bear through Sabertooth here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most of the time when I'm just out running around, I will either use the Lynx or the Sabertooth Cat. Those are kind of my normal go-tos. Very much so. So the Sabertooth Cat here, all the pets have different... so right over here to the left above my head is where my pet's bar is. So pets all share a few common abilities, but then these last 3 are their specific abilities. So the Sabertooth has these 3 that are all on cooldown. So these are the specific abilities they have. So the Sabertooth has Frostbite, where he'll basically do a frontal frost attack, because he's an Arctic Sabertooth. Throat Slash, where he'll do, again, like a stun and big damage attack. And again, this is also AoE. So it's another like frontal AoE. And then they also have another frontal AoE. So the Sabertooth is kind of a mini champion in that their big thing is frontal AoE attacks. So that's their niche. The Bear is less damage, but more morale and defenses. He's a tanky boy. And he has Bear Hug, which is a stun with some damage. He has Roaring Challenge, which is an actual 5-second taunt. And Shatter Arms, which is an attack plus a incoming damage debuff to the enemy. So he is your tanky boy. Lynx is basically, consider Lynx like a rogue. They go stealth when they can, and their attacks are also, they've got surprise attack, which they can do out of stealth, and it is just a massive, like, the base damage is 71 to 84k morale. So they will one-shot landscape mobs. Feral Strike is a 90-degree front arc, and Slashing Claws is also an arc. The Boglurker is ranged attacks. So this is a ranged attacker. He'll stay back with you. And he spits bees. He does a root strike, which summons roots at the enemy that attack. And he does another, like a bursting root attack. The Raven basically does a lot of flanking attacks to set up advantages. And then again, the Nature Spirit heals you. As far as them doing them on your own, let me pull the links back out. So you can either set them to automatically do the abilities that they can auto cast when they're off cooldown, or you can manually do them. So right now, all of the 3 links abilities don't have the little spinny around the icon, meaning that they're set to manual. So the links won't do these things unless I tell him to. If I alt right click and set those to automatic, they now have the little kind of shiny spinny icon around them, which means that in combat, the pets will use those abilities when they're off cooldown and available. Most of the time, I just set the pets to use the abilities when they're off cooldown so that I don't have to manage them. Some abilities like that you can't set to automatic, like the Bear's Taunt. You have to do manually. Okay, I need to go back to Recta. So most of the time that... Oh. Perfect timing. Let me get back off the mount. Timing is everything, right? For those special abilities, see right now, the Lynx's 3 red abilities, his special abilities, don't have anything special on the icon. There's no like flashing spinny around them. So I've got it selected right now where I would have to manually have the Lynx do those abilities by clicking on them or putting them onto one of my hotbars here. Because you can drag these. If I unlock my hotbars, anything on your pet bar, I can drag that onto my hotbars. So now, for example, Alt 6 would be make the Lynx use slashing claws. So you can see right here, I have the pet attack as my control 1. So I've dragged attack from the pet hotbar onto my hotbar so that I can just do control 1 with something targeted and send the pet in on it. I do that just on all of my characters because it's convenient. But if I right click these special abilities for the pets, they basically get a little spinny border around them, meaning that the pet will do those abilities in combat automatically as long as they can, and they're not on cooldown. So most of the time, I just let the pets manage their own cooldowns. I do control 1 to send them in. Pet goes in, he didn't even have time to use an ability. He killed the bird so quick. But in a fight, they'll just use those abilities when they're off cooldown and available. So you can choose whether you want to micromanage your pet or just let them do their own thing when stuff is off cooldown.
Umbar is a free city at last.
Most of the time, I don't want to have to micromanage my pet. So I just let them manage that. Okay, so Dax is waiting for us outside of town.
I think we have made life a little more safe for the folk of Rakatab. But something still bothers me.
All right, so Dax has a cunning plan to distract the guards while we go get evidence about that murder. Like, just do all lore masters and captains. Let's see, where do I need to go? Go around this way. That would be interesting because technically you could fill all roles in a group by everybody being either a lore master or a captain, because you could have a captain tank and their own herald, and a captain healer also with their own herald or archer, and the rest be a mix of captains and lore masters. Oh man, there would be so much on screen. Because your lore masters would be providing damage, debuffs, and crowd control. That would just be an absolute mess. Hang on a second, I need to search the evidence coffer while Dax is distracting the guards and then get out of here so they don't get suspicious. So aggro transfer, are you talking about like tanking and aggro management like that? All right, I think I need to go meet them further down the beach, yeah. Oh, gotcha. So generally when a pet dies, if it had aggro, whoever was second on the aggro table would have aggro. So, when I'm just running around solo, that'd be me. I don't believe that it would transfer the aggro to me if it was my pet and it was a whole group. I believe it would just go to whoever's next on the list. Seriously? You're gonna interrupt my... Oh, flies are so annoying. They do interrupts, so I can't resummon my pet. Okay. I'm actually going to go to the trouble of stunning you. And it broke cease. All right. You're getting Murder of Crowed. I literally just got so annoyed with that fly swarm that I blew a 2-minute cooldown ability to take care of it. Yeah. If you were doing an all pets group, but like really doing it properly, you would probably still have at the very least a captain to technically be in a pet group who would be tanking themselves. The reason for that is the bear does have the ability to use Roaring Challenge, which is a forced taunt, but it's only a 5-second forced taunt, and it has a 1-minute cooldown. So there would be a ton of ping-ponging around if bears were the only tanks you have, because they lack the ability to get things back quickly necessarily. They still do a decent inherent amount of threat, but nothing like a real tank. So in a group like that, you would probably have a yellow line captain actually being the one to properly tank at the very least. You could probably actually get away without a real healer in that group, like 1 captain and 5 lore masters. If at least 1 or 2 of the lore masters use the Spirit of Nature pet here, because they have these healing abilities. So they can basically put a damage reflect as heal on you, a general AoE heal, and an auto flank ability. That would actually be interesting to run. 1 captain and 5 lore masters. You would definitely be able to keep things CC'd a lot.
What have you found? Was Daxamas right?
All right, so we hand over the evidence.
I kept the guards talking for as long as I could manage, but I had to leave before they became suspicious.
And Daxamat recognizes the dagger that was in the evidence, and this was the Blade Twist's dagger, again, who was one of the bounty hunters we heard about beforehand. So we're definitely getting some bounty hunters up to shenanigans.
One other who expressed an interest in the bounties posted by Sucklevel. Driftwood.
And yep, so basically saying, okay, go check in with Driftwood, our resident bounty hunter.
Worry that I might steal her bounties.
Yeah, and so Driftwood is saying, yeah, Cruel Dancer might not know that Driftwood is out of the picture, so he kind of wants no part of that.
What do we do now?
All right, so Kaibar says, well, keep going to the next village, but keep your eye out for Cruel Dancer. Get my links back out. Yeah, see, I'd be really interested actually to test that out and see if the aggro does transfer to the owner. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because I've been in groups with lore masters where the pets have aggro on something for a time and die, and it'll go off and find, like, you know, a nearby champion or burglar or something rather than immediately coming to the LM. So I'm pretty sure that they're their own aggro table. They're not a secondary aggro table to you. I can't say 100%, but I think that's how it works. Can I get up here? I think I might be able to sneak my way. That looks too vertical. I don't think I can climb that. Nope. I need to go further down. Okay, here's the road. And again, rather than riding to the next village, I'm just going to head back into Rocktob and catch the fast horse. Because I don't want to ride all that way. I'm lazy. Ride past these guys. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. See you, Vin. Always good seeing you as usual. The #1 healer, except no substitutes. See you, Sparrow. Okay, so I need to go to Kutra. And here we should check in with town, and we're going to be tasked with also looking out for our other bounty hunter we're looking for, who is Cruel Blade. But I think that I need to actually go do something where I eat, you know, crazy idea. So I'm going to go ahead and call this here, and let's see who is playing. Nobody I'm actually familiar with, so just pick one of these folks. And looks like Zeusalicious is playing Lotro, so gonna head over there and raid him. Not a streamer I'm familiar with, but he's out deeding in the Lone Lands. So go say hi. See ya, Questing Dad. Thanks for stopping by, man. And hopefully I get a chance to catch one of yours soon.